we need to talk about a delicate subject. When someone says an outfit makes you look poor, the first reaction is often defensive. It feels like an unfair criticism, almost a personal judgment. But this has nothing to do with price tags, brand names, or social labels. What really creates that impression is the way we wear, combine, or take care of our clothes. Simple details that often go unnoticed in everyday life. And those, in fact, can completely change the way people perceive us. And more importantly, how we see ourselves.
The truth is, every woman has had that day when she looked in the mirror and thought, this outfit makes me look dull, or even more careless than I actually am. It's not about money, it's about intention. One detail out of place, one missed bit of care, small things that make all the difference between a look that shows presence and one that signals neglect. So instead of seeing this title as an insult, try thinking of it as an invitation to identify those hidden mistakes that, without realizing, may be dulling the impact of what you wear. And more than that, to discover practical, accessible, and real solutions to turn things around.
Because style isn't about status, it's about self-esteem. And when we get these details right, clothes stop being just clothes and become our allies. Starting with the simplest detail that costs nothing, making sure your clothes aren't wrinkled or looking sloppy. It's amazing how that changes the way others see us, and most importantly, how we see ourselves in the mirror. A dress shirt can be sophisticated, but if it's covered in crease marks, it looks like it was forgotten in the back of a drawer. The same goes for that linen dress that could convey effortless elegance, but loses its charm when the fabric is wrinkled. And this kind of care doesn't have to be a chore. Choosing easier fabrics already solves half the problem. Good quality knits, structured crepe, and even modern versions of linen blended with viscose or polyester keep the lightness without creasing as much. Another great tip is to keep small repairs up to date. A hem redone, a button reinforced, a zipper that works properly. These invisible details prevent that careless impression. And of course, invest in pieces that can handle your routine. That blazer that doesn't need ironing every time. The pants that hold their shape even after hours of sitting. The difference is almost psychological. When your clothes are well cared for, you automatically feel more present, more prepared for anything. And it doesn't matter if the look is basic or elaborate. The message will always be one of self-care and attention. And if clothes say a lot about you, accessories are like your final signature.
They work like a frame. They can enhance the beauty of the picture or distract from it entirely. A chunky necklace over an already printed blouse, for example, creates that visual overload that makes the look feel heavy. The same goes for a huge bag paired with a light dress. The proportions clash and the delicacy disappears. But when the accessory is just right, everything seems to fall into place. Medium gold hoops, a classic watch, a leather bag in a neutral tone are choices that don't overwhelm the eye and still elevate even the most basic jeans and tee combo.
Care also lies in maintenance. Nothing ruins sophistication faster than a peeling bag or overly worn shoes. And it's not about owning dozens of options, just a few well-chosen, well-maintained accessories that match each other and can move across different styles. That way, you multiply the possibilities of what you already own without needing to shop all the time. It's like seasoning in food. When balanced, it enhances every ingredient. When overdone or missing, it ruins the dish.
Dressing works the same way. Shoes are almost like the punctuation mark of the outfit. They can add structure, lightness, or even tell a different story from the clothing. A flowy dress, for example, reads completely differently depending on whether you pair it with delicate flats, ankle boots, or stiletto heels. It's the same piece, but 3 versions of you. What happens is, we often get used to repeating the same formula. Jeans with sneakers, dress with sandals,
and end up missing the power shoes have to expand our styling options. A boot can make even a romantic dress look more modern and urban. A pointed toe pump straightens up a simple pair of jeans and makes you walk into any room with presence. A loafer brings seriousness, but can feel youthful and fresh when paired with short skirts or light dresses. And sneakers? They've moved far beyond the gym to become main characters. They now pair well even with tailoring, as long as they're clean and in good shape. Of course, comfort is also part of the equation. There's no point in picking the right shoe if you can't walk naturally in it, because elegance isn't just what others see, it's the energy you give off. Sophistication truly shows when you walk freely, confidently, without looking restricted by your shoes. That's why it's better to have 3 or 4 versatile, well-maintained pairs that truly suit you than a closet full of shoes that never leave the box. And here's one detail people often forget: poor fit. No matter the price or print, if the garment doesn't fit your body well, it instantly looks cheap. Oversized dress pants that create bulk where they shouldn't, or a dress so tight it clings to everything, make it feel like the piece wasn't made for you. And the truth is, good clothing looks tailored. That's why knowing the fits that flatter your body is far more important than following trends. A blazer that fits snug at the shoulders and cinches the waist completely reshapes your silhouette. Pants that hug the hips and fall straight to the floor elongate your legs effortlessly. A wrap dress works for nearly every body type because it defines the waist and adds movement. And here's a secret that makes all the difference. Take your clothes to a good tailor.
Sometimes just shortening a hem, tightening a waistband, or removing excess fabric from the back can turn an ordinary piece into a favorite. It's a small investment that makes the piece look custom-made and, as a result, more sophisticated. When the fit works in your favor, you feel comfortable and confident, and that shows in your posture, your gaze, even your voice. In the end, it's not about fitting into standards, but about making your clothes work for you. Because nothing communicates elegance more than a look that fits just right. No tightness, no looseness, just harmony. Another mistake that often goes unnoticed is not paying attention to color combinations.
It's not about fearing bold choices or sticking to basic black. It's about knowing when a mix enhances and when it overwhelms. Sometimes we wear a beautiful color that clashes with our skin tone or the rest of the outfit, and that breaks the harmony. Neutrals are powerful allies. White, beige, gray, navy, camel. They create an elegant base and leave room for a strong pop of color. A red lipstick with a neutral outfit, for example, is already an accessory on its own. Now, if the idea is to mix colors, the secret is in observing intensity. Light tones go well together. Bold ones need balance with something more muted. It's like building a dish. You don't use every spice at once, but combine the ones that complement each other. And here's another trick. Repeat one of the clothing colors in your accessory. A green dress with nude bag and gold earrings is already lovely, but when you add shoes in a shade close to the green, or even a hair scarf, the outfit becomes cohesive, as if every detail was intentional. Managing color doesn't mean losing spontaneity. It means using it to show presence. It's amazing how a look with well-chosen colors makes you appear more radiant, even more rested. And that's what elegance does. It highlights you, not the outfit itself. A less talked about mistake, but one that completely changes the look's perception, is a lack of proportion and material balance. Sometimes the piece is beautiful, but when mismatched, the outfit feels directionless, like pairing a very structured coat with a weightless, airy dress. Each pulls in a different direction, and the result feels disjointed. The same happens when we wear loose pieces on top and bottom with no contrast, or when everything is too tight, killing the natural flow.
Watching the balance between volume and fabric is what separates a sloppy look from an elegant one. If the pants are wide, go for a more fitted top. If the top half is heavy, like a tailored blazer, for example, bring lightness below with a flowy skirt or slim pants. As for fabrics, smart contrast always works. Leather with silk, heavy wool with denim, light knit with a blazer. Each texture enhances the other, and the outfit gains coherence.
This kind of care is anything but obvious. It's about recognizing that your outfit speaks in layers. When every part is in balance, you project intention, not improvisation. That's where discreet sophistication lives, the kind you can't quite explain but feel at first glance. Another factor that can unintentionally make any outfit look less refined is poor finishing. It's that small detail. A sloppy seam, an overly shiny fabric, a flimsy plastic button
That instantly reveals a lack of quality or attention. A simple cut dress in a structured matte fabric will always look more elegant than one full of details in a wrinkled, shiny material. The same goes for buttons. Swapping plastic ones for mother of pearl, metal, or fabric-covered versions can completely change how a piece is perceived. It's a tiny, inexpensive upgrade that makes it look custom. Even linings matter. A skirt with a see-through or too short lining feels careless, while a well-placed one ensures a nice drape and a sense of quality. And it's not being picky.
These details really stand out to those watching, even if they can't explain why. If the goal is to multiply your options without constantly shopping, paying attention to finishing is a smart move. Reinforcing seams, changing zippers, shortening linings, all of that keeps your clothes in good shape longer and makes them look more expensive than they actually are. Because in the end, elegance lives in these quiet details, the ones that don't call attention on their own, but make the whole look feel thoughtful, well cared for, and timeless. And last but not least, there's something we often forget to connect with our look: hair and makeup.
There's no point in having well-maintained clothes, balanced accessories, and intentional shoes if your face and hair feel disconnected from the whole. It's like tidying up the entire house and leaving the living room table cluttered. No matter how beautiful the space, the eye goes straight to the mess. Hair doesn't need to be perfectly styled all the time, but it needs to show intention. A messy bun, for example, can be modern and chic, but only if it looks purposefully styled, not like it was thrown up in a rush. The same goes for loose hair. Too unkempt, dull, and shapeless, and it saps life from your look. It's not about hours at the salon. It's about small touches that change everything. Using products that add movement, getting a haircut that suits your natural texture, keeping your color fresh and even. That matters more than any elaborate hairstyle. And here's a crucial detail. Outdated cuts and colors age you more than wrinkles. That overly streaked blonde with a fake-looking root or that flat, one-tone brown can weigh you down. Softer shades that add movement, light up the face, and rejuvenate effortlessly. Have you noticed how even a simple bun looks elegant when your haircut is fresh and your strands are shiny?
The same principle applies to makeup. It's not about being fully made up all the time, but about choosing the right focal points that match the outfit and the occasion. A common mistake is overdoing everything. Heavy foundation, dark eyeshadow, bold lipstick, harsh blush. That creates the same effect as an overloaded outfit. Nothing really stands out. Choosing one focal point always makes the look more polished. If the outfit is already bold, go for lighter skin, a neutral lip, and defined lashes.
If the look is basic, feel free to play with a bold lip or a sharp eyeliner. They become the outfit's highlight. Well thought out makeup is like an invisible accessory. No one may notice it in isolation, but they'll feel you're glowing.
Another detail that brings down a look is not adapting makeup to the lighting and setting. That foundation that looks flawless in your bathroom mirror might look too heavy in natural light, and the opposite happens too. Makeup that's too light for an evening event can wash out your face. Adjusting this shows attention and care. And never forget the eyebrows. They frame your face the same way a great shoe finishes an outfit. Brows that are too thin or too thick without balance can weigh down your expression. The goal isn't to follow trends, but to keep them natural, clean, and well-filled. That's what brings harmony. And of course, let's be real, when it comes to hair and makeup, it's not the amount of product or technique that makes you look sophisticated. What truly works is a sense of freshness and vitality. Skin that looks well cared for, hair that looks strong and alive. It's not heavy makeup that makes the difference, but how it enhances your real beauty. That's why, in the end, hair and makeup aren't extra details. They're an essential part of the look. They have the power to align your entire image, making you look present, confident, and self-aware. The dress can be basic, the pants simple, but when your hair is in place and your makeup highlights your features, the result is always elegant. Because no outfit, no matter how expensive, can hold up if your face doesn't match the same energy. It's this combination, well-kept clothing, just right accessories, intentional shoes, proper fit, balanced colors, and a harmonious face that creates true sophistication. And the best part? None of this requires major spending. It's about paying attention to each detail and making choices that reflect care. In the end, that's what really makes a difference. It's not the brand, not the trend, it's how you show up fully, body and face to the world. In the end, it all comes down to the details. It's not about labels, price, or trends. It's about how each choice communicates care for yourself. And these simple adjustments completely change how we see ourselves in the mirror and how the world sees us too. Now tell me, of all the points we've covered, which one do you notice most in yourself? Are there any of these mistakes you've already left behind or still want to improve? Share in the comments. I'd really love to know. And if this video gave you some good ideas, leave a like and share it with that friend who'd also love to revisit these little style details.